everybody, what's going on? I just wanted to hop on here and kind of go through the best guns in the game, at least in my experience, and that would have to be the MAC-10, PPSH, and Uzi. These guns shoot very fast, and especially the Uzi. Once you put the two attachments on it, the silencer and the stock, they basically become laser beams. Now, I wouldn't really use the Uzi. The Uzi is definitely a laser beam. If you could definitely click heads, it's definitely a great gun. But it shoots 9 millimeter. It doesn't shoot. It doesn't do that much damage. I would definitely rather use the PPSH than the Uzi. And the MAC-10. Well, the MAC-10 is I wouldn't say it's a late game item, but you don't really get it on AI. You get it off of gun lockers and gun boxes. So the MAC-10 is going to be more difficult to run all the time. Um, but that being said, you could run the Uzi and the PPSH all the time. But the Uzi, it does take two attachments for the gun to be laser beamish. The PPSH, you don't really need any attachments for it. It's good to have the drum mag, but it's not a necessity. It's not a necessity, and it is very good. The Uzi, like I said before, laser beam. The PPSH, kind of jumpy, but the thing with the PPSH is that the recoil is vertical. So once you play around with it, like you can go into a match, you can go into like 3 or 4 matches, play around with the PPSH, kill some scavs, not some scavs, but kill some AI, kill some players, and if you get the recoil down, you could definitely spray at some people and kill them not instantly, but pretty quickly because this thing shoots very fast. Just like all the guns on the list, they shoot very fast. Um, Now the MAC-10, you're going to need a suppressor. I mean, you could run it without the suppressor, but it's kind of unruly. If you put the suppressor on it, I don't know what the suppressor is. The suppressor is definitely like a compensator slash suppressor. It's like a compensator built into a suppressor. It definitely looks that way. Um, but once you put it on, it definitely becomes a laser beam. It's pretty good. Another gun that I want to talk about that's outside of the list is the STG. The STG wasn't very good in the beta. It definitely didn't do a lot of damage, and the recoil was crazy on it. Um, so that's why in the beta you would see a bunch of people running full Panzer and a fucking MP40. Definitely end game gear, but not an end game gun. But now that they fix it, I'm seeing a lot of people run the STG. The thing with the STG and a lot of late game guns is that you need to stockpile a bunch of ammo to use them. Because they either go one of two ways. You either get completely obliterated and die almost instantly, or you go on a rampage. And that's what happened to me. I was just shooting a whole bunch of like AI, a whole bunch of players. I was getting so much gear, but then I ran out of ammo. Um, because the ammo, it isn't like it's very difficult to obtain. If you know where you're looking, it's time consuming because the only way that you can get the ammo is in the capital ship. You get like quite a bit of it. You don't get a lot, you get quite a bit of it. And then in the little gun boxes, you get like 20. I think you get 20 per, unless you're killing commandos in the capital ship. So it's definitely not a round that you're going to see everywhere, you know. So the STG is kind of lower on the list for that fact. You can't really play around with it that much because of the ammo limitation. And that's true for a lot of the end game guns, especially the bar. The bar shoots .300. .300 is a super super rare round. I think I only have like 2 stacks of it, and I haven't like used the bar at all. Um, by the way, the Johnson is absolutely terrible. Any of the semi-automatic rifles, they're terrible. Um, or at least that's what it was in the beta. They were very terrible. I don't know if they're good now. I haven't really used them because I had a bad experience with them in the beta, but I will definitely use them. I'll definitely use them for the for science. I'll definitely use them for science. Um, Another rifle that I want to talk about is the Krisa, the Krasa. I don't think it's a rifle. I think it's an SMG. It looks like an AK, like a really chopped up AK. That gun is terrible. Don't use it. It's good close range, very bad long range. Um, the K1 Assault, it's an alright gun. I had some bad experiences with it in the past, but I heard that it's very solid. The M16 is a solid weapon. You know, it's a semi-automatic gun. You could switch it to burst, but I wouldn't. I would just keep it in semi. And that thing is solid. It shoots pretty fast. The time to kill isn't that crazy on it. I think it's a two shot to the head. I think it's a three shot to the body. I'm not sure. I think it's like the STG. I think it's slightly worse than the STG, but it's a solid gun. 5.56 isn't obtainable in a lot of places. It's just like the STG with ammo wise. You don't get the ammo everywhere. So if you go crazy with it, you won't be restocking anytime soon. You'll have to stockpile ammo. Um, anyway, look at me, I'm rambling. Um, anyway, PPSH, Uzi, and MAC-10, uh, solid weapons, great weapons even. The rate of fire on it is very fast. The recoil is almost non-existent. Um, Another one that I want to talk about is the mat. And this is the last one I want to talk about, the mat. Um, the mat, I don't know the numbers behind the mat, but the mat is very good. It's kind of unruly. The recoil is kind of everywhere. I would say that it's the most balanced gun um, based on recoil, not based on anything else, but based on recoil, it's the most balanced gun. Um, the ammo for it is very good. It does really good damage. I've really dunked on some people before um, with that gun. That gun is solid. But anyway, I think the tier list would have to be um, PPSH because you don't really need attachments for it. It's just solid straight out the bat. The Uzi because it's a early game item and you can get all the attachments early game, and you could also get the ammo early game. The third of all would have to be the MAC-10. MAC-10, it's a solid gun, but you can't buy it from anywhere, and I don't think you can make it. You have to get it from gun lockers, and you have to get it. No AI spawns with that gun. You have to get it from gun lockers, and you have to get it from armories and stuff like that. Uh, and you also need the compensator for it to be laser beam, which you need one of the traders. I don't think you can make it. I might be wrong, and if you can make it, it should be, I mean, it's still gonna be in third place. But if you can make the compensator, that's a plus. Fourth of all would have to be the mat. It's very cheap. I think it's one of the early game items. The ammo it's easily obtainable. Um, Fifth would have to be the STG, solid gun. Sixth would have to be the M4. Um, all the other weapons, they're solid, but these are the ones that are definitely the best, in my opinion. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the video there. Um, I don't want to keep rambling, and I said that this video wasn't gonna be that long, but I guess I lied. It's almost 9 minutes long of just me talking. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please leave a comment and like and subscribe. That helps me motivate me to do more. But anyway, see you guys in the next video.